Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
How's everyone?
Good.
Awesome. Please open to the front of your hymnals so we can recite the unity statement of being. There is one presence and one power in this church, in our lives, and in the universe. God, the good, omnipotent. And now the 5 unity principles, also in the front of your hymnal. Number 1, God is of absolute good, everywhere present. 2, God lives in us, therefore we are inherently good. 3, we are co-creators with God, and create our experiences through our thoughts. 4, prayer is creative thinking that heightens our connection with God mind. 5, it is not enough to simply know these principles. We must live the truths we know. Now, please stand and turn to hymn number 2, and we will sing the Lord's Prayer.
This is our time of meditation. So I invite you to get comfortable. Move inwards. Shut the door. This is where we take time out for spirit. For this is where we achieve balance, harmony, where we create within ourselves reserves of peace, something that is needed as we go throughout our day. So wherever you're seated, however you're seated, I invite you to move inwards. to the very depths of consciousness. And this consciousness is not within the body. This consciousness is far more vast than that which we think of as ourselves. And this consciousness can expand. This consciousness represents you. It is the real you. So be still. Be at peace. Still your mind. Allow your thoughts to be. There is no need to do. For in this sacred space, we are. And this being there are so many outward expressions that take place from this being. This being is impacted by how consciousness sees itself. It is from this place of seeing oneself that all things flow. That sets energies in motion. That calls forth experiences. All these things revolve around how one sees oneself. So I invite you to contemplate this. How do you see yourself? What are the thoughts that you allow to take residence in your sacred consciousness? Are these worthy thoughts of a divine being? I invite you to contemplate these things. these things, contemplating the nature of our thoughts, I invite you to contemplate your purpose. I invite you to contemplate your oneness. Your relationship with all beings. For in truth, we are all one. We are one with the universe, one with spirits, one with each other. Do you see? Do you see this truth? Can you see it? For if you can see it, you call forth intimate understanding of it. You call forth an experience of it. So, brothers and sisters, let us set the intention. Let us be proactive, constructive, setting the intention of that which we will to see within us. Let us be intentional. Let us be purposeful. Let us step into the realization that as divine beings, we need not know the how. As divine beings, we need not concern ourselves with such lower order thoughts. We need only set the intention. It's through that intention that we send forth signals to the universe of what the desired outcome will be. So as we are here together, in this sacred and tranquil space, experiencing the resonance of this meditative state, let us set the intention together for the message we are to receive today. We need not know the how. We need not know what words will come. We do not concern ourselves with such. Only set the intention and affirm the end result. The raising of consciousness. The bringing forth of something new. A new way to see and experience. New way walk along our journey. New insights. New realizations. Whatever those realizations may be. For these insights and realizations will be tools to utilize in our human experience. So that is the intention that we set today. It's my intention to move my personality out of the way. It does not serve us here. To better align my consciousness with spirits. Through this energy of creation, bring forth something spontaneous. Hold this intention with me, brothers and sisters. Hold it in your mind's eye. Feel joyous gratitude. Where two or more together, or gather together, there I am with thee, says Spirit. join me in gratitude for our intention is answered. It is already done. It is already done. So let us feel this gratitude in the name, in nature, of spirits. And so it is. Amen. Will everyone please stand and take out your hymnals again and turn them to page 212. And we will sing Weave. Page 212, Weave. How we doing this morning? All right. So are we ready? Okay, all right, here we go. So, first of all, I want to say I'm so grateful that we had 2 consecutive months where we are celebrating. Last month it was Black Heritage Month, and this month is Women's History Month. You know, maybe sometimes, maybe there may be some questions and that may arise from some of our brothers and sisters, like, why are we talking about, Women's History Month or Black Heritage Month or Asian American? Why does it talk about all people? Why not just everybody? And so, I want to say that these groups of our brothers and sisters, because these are all our brothers and sisters, these represent our brothers and sisters, but, today, even now, our brothers and sisters are made to feel less than in a number of capacities, getting jobs and getting looked over, as far as opportunities and advancements and things like that. And so, see, we come here to discuss spirituality, but we don't come here to bypass. We don't come here to pretend like these aren't things that we're facing. So we're trying to create a world that works for all. But we don't create a world that works for all by not embracing the marginalized. Now, this month we're celebrating women. And you know something? This is a group of our sisters have been marginalized in many ways, many areas. And they are strong. They are strong. They are so strong. We're going to honor them. We are going to honor them. You see? We're not going to pretend like these things don't exist. Like when we leave this happy space where we're all one, we're all brothers and sisters, we're all happy, we're all in unity. But then we go out there and it's a different world. And see, the name of this church, the actual name of this church is New Orleans Unity Society of Practical Christianity. Practical Christianity. So in other words, we take the things that we deal with, the same things that we deal with in the world, but then we put it up to a spiritual lens. And so we figure out from a spiritual standpoint what as far as how to see. Because it can get kind of confusing. The things that we go through, it gets confusing. It gets confusing. And if we can't do that here, see that we're not doing relevant ministry, you see? It's not relevant at that point. We're just bypassing, we're pretending. That's all we're doing. And we will not pretend, not while I'm here. There's no reason to pretend. We need these tools to be able to, tools that are beautiful tools of oneness, tools of things that we're going to discuss today, as a matter of fact, that can actually assist us in some of the things that we have to deal with. These people that we're celebrating, they've been discriminated against in so many different ways. That's why we celebrate these things. That's why we celebrate Jewish heritage, Asian Americans, Hispanic heritage, and indigenous people, Native Americans and indigenous people. That's why we celebrate them. Because our society, there's been things that have happened in our society because of biases that we have in our society that have caused them to feel less than. And this is not about placing any blame. This is just where we are. It doesn't matter how we got here, this is where we are. You see? So we're not going to empower people by pretending. Everybody with me? Okay. This is about empowerment here, spiritual empowerment. You all are beautiful. Every single one of you. Every single one of you are my brothers and sisters. That's who you are. That's who you are. You are spirit. So, in the book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 29, it reads, "For those who have, more will be given, and it will be given abundantly. But for those who have nothing, even what they have will be taken away." Now, you just look at that scripture right there, it sounds kind of negative. It does. That's what it sounds at first. It seems that way. It seems that way. But see, our elder brother, Rabbi Yeshua ben Joseph, who gave that, who was teaching something at that point, if you take it a little bit further back, when you talk about, because this is the parable of the talents. And in the parable of the talents, he was trying to make a point. So in the parable of the talents, if you take it to chapter 26, verse 14, he talks about it is as if a man was going on a journey. And so, in preparation to go on his journey, he gathered all of his servants to take care of his estate while he was away. And so, to each according to his ability, he gave them talents. To one servant he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, each according to his ability. And then he left. And so the servant with 5 talents, he quickly went and traded and earned 5 more talents. And then the next servant who had 2 talents, he quickly went and traded, did the same thing, and he earned 2 more talents. And the third servant who had 1 talent, he took his talent and buried it in the ground. So the master returned. And when he returned, the servants went to him, and the first servant said, "Look, master, see, you gave me 5 talents. I've earned 5 more talents." And so the master said, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Well done. Enter into the joy of your master." And so the next servant came up. "Master, you gave me two talents, and I made 2 more. Well done, my good and faithful servant. Well done. Enter into the joy of your master." The third servant came up and said, he already had a story. I said, "Well, master, I knew you to be a hard man. And I knew that you reaped where you did not sow, and you gathered where you did not give seeds. And so I was afraid, so I went and buried it in the ground. And here you go. Here's your talent back." So I'm not going to go into what the master said because it's kind of negative. But see, metaphysically, these talents are referring to spiritual gifts. You look at the revealing word. These talents are referring to your gifts, to your spiritual gifts. That's what they're referring to. And these spiritual gifts will lead you to more gifts if you follow the path that they lead. If you follow the pathway. There's something that you can do. There's a special something. Whatever that special something is, we don't have to get into that special something. There's a special something that you can do. You see? There's a special, maybe it's a way of seeing. Maybe it's whatever. But then you have a choice of whether you're going to follow that special something. You're going to be true to that special something, or whether you're going to be true to something else. You're going to be true to fear. You're going to be true to, like, for example, public perception. and what people think, and things like that. We're not being true to these gifts, these unique things that are calling for you, okay? And what this does is this builds up a lack of consciousness. Now, see, this servant, when he wanted to bury the talent, he was already seeing lack. First thing he said was, I knew you'd be a hard man. And that you reaped where you did not sow. So he wasn't seeing the abundance. He wasn't seeing abundance at all. See, there's a whole lot to this parable. A whole lot. And it applies today. Because see, however you see things, that's what you're going to express, you see. It is impossible for you to express anything that you don't see as a possibility for yourself. It is impossible. I mean, I guess you can pretend. I guess you pretend. But there's some sort of where you just don't believe it, You just don't believe it. You just don't believe it. And so eventually you're just not going to be coming from that place. Things aren't going to be manifesting in your favor because you're just not believing it, you see. This is important. This is very important. The last time I spoke, I realized that we've been conditioned or indoctrinated in the way we've been, in the world to believe that this is who we are. We've been indoctrinated into that type of culture or whatever. And in every one of my talks, not just the last one, in every one of my talks, I tell you how much more you are. It's just you're like the universe. That's who you are. But you're relegating everything to this little speck of something that, is going to turn to dust. It's going to turn to dust. When there is an eternal being, there's an eternal being. And see, you got to get all this physicality out of the way. You got to get this physicality out of the way if you're going to really see a something. If you're going to really see a something, or there's a something else, and I really could have called this talk something else instead of parable and tales. I could have called it something else. That kind of came to me today. It was too late. I'd already named it. That came to me. I could have called it that. And I tell you, these come to me the last minute, like the whole weed thing. I was meditating, and we had already, Mike and I, we had already figured out the song we were going to do. We were going to do Psalm 23. But it came to me when we were, weave. So next thing you know, and poor Mike, last minute, Mike, we need to change this. But when you get all those things out of the way, there's another something. There's another something. That something is you. That something is you. That something is the eternal. That something is spirit. So if let's say you're standing in a field of flowers and trees and grass and things like that, and that's a beautiful scenery. That's beautiful. That's just beautiful. You're surrounded by beauty. So it's easy to get caught up in all that beauty and forget that you are surrounded by life. You see? There's something that you're not seeing, you see? Yeah, you're seeing this greenery, you're seeing, all these different colors and stuff, like you're seeing these trees and stuff like that. These are forms. That's what they are. They're forms. But see, you're surrounded by life. You're surrounded by spirit. You're surrounded by something else. And every single one of my talks, it's about teaching you that there's a something else there. There's a something else. And that is where the abundance comes. That's where the abundance comes. That's where the freedom comes. That's where the oneness comes. There's a something else. But we get so caught up in the lights and the bells and the whistles and everything and stuff like that, and it distracts us. It distracts us. It distracts us. So how do we create for us? How do we create for ourselves? Because I have no idea how long I've been talking, because I just started my timer. I have no idea how long I've been talking. Don't know what, so anyway. So how do we create for ourselves? How do we create for ourselves abundance of consciousness and oneness? That's what I want to discuss. That's what I want to discuss right now. You know what I'm going to say? It takes a mindset. It takes a mindset. And the first thing I say, it takes a mindset of being willing to see something else or something that cannot be reflected in the mirror. A willingness to see something that cannot be reflected in the mirror. See, whatever can be reflected in the mirror, I'm telling you, that's the word of deceiving. That is the word of deceiving. The word of deceiving is filled with judgments and everything like that. You have no idea how many judgments that you actually have when you see anything. You have no idea. No idea how many judgments are going on in the mind. And a lot of these judgments have to do with, for example, the region of the world that you're living in, the culture, things like that. There's cultural bias, all these things. There's a social construction. And you're just basically just right there, you know. But if you want to see something else, you got to move away from that. You got to wean your mind off of that. This is mind training, people. This is mind training. Something that cannot be reflected in the mirror. That's a good place to start. This is Women's History Month. The first woman I want to talk about is this church's founder, Reverend Dr. Ruth Childress Murphy. Mama Murphy to me. You know, if there was anybody that understood about seeing a something else, it was her. It was her. She didn't look at form, you see? She didn't look at form when she went and found this group after recently getting, well, you know, as far as when she got ordained, and they came over here, and they got a mansion. But actually, I'm actually skipping the story because they were actually meeting on Canal Street somewhere, and then they moved over here, got this property, and then it was a mansion over here. I mean, you know, a lot of people would have stopped at that mansion. You see, they would stop at that. Hey, this is great. Look how far we've come. You see, but no. It was something else. You see, she saw something else. She wasn't all caught up in that. She saw something else and was surrounded by what she saw. You see, she was a visionary. She was a visionary. Now, I've already said that anything that any one of us can do, we all can do. But she's an excellent example for my talk. And I love her. And I have fond memories of her. And she saw things in me, you see. She didn't see a little 7-year-old boy. She didn't see that. Maybe she didn't see that, but at the same time, she saw something else. And she said, he's going to be a unity minister. And she said it to my mom. He's going to be a unity minister. I didn't believe her because, you know, I still saw that. I still saw the whole physicality. I was wondering, what are you talking about? But that's what she said. He's going to be a unity minister. So what was it that she saw? You see? Was she really looking at the physicality? Was she really looking at that? And see, this is what I'm talking about. Was she really looking at that? You see? No. She saw something else. And you can train your mind to be able to see that something else, but you got to get all this physicality out of the way. You got to get the physicality out of the way. I know that may be a challenge. I know it's a challenge. It is the world that we've been indoctrinated into. Okay? And once you actually get your mind trained to be able to see that something else, yeah, then you can go ahead and accommodate form, but at the same time, now your mind is also trained to see something else now. So then you're seeing a new way. There's a new way that you're seeing now. You are seeing the physicality, but you're seeing something so much greater. Something so much greater. And you're not going to be able to experience this until you practically begin to practice disregarding the physical and training your mind to see what remains. And you're not really going to be seeing what remains from the physical eyes. You're going to be seeing it with new eyes. You're going to be seeing it with the eyes of your heart. You're going to be seeing it with the eyes of something else. But you're still going to see it, though. You're going to literally see it. This is what I'm talking about. This is how you're going to be able to gradually also experience oneness with your brothers and sisters. This is how you're going to be able to see the luminous beings that are all around you. This is how you're going to be able to see the truth that this person is you. And that's going to be a huge wake-up call. That's going to be the biggest wake-up call that any of us are ever going to have is when we go through our transition. And then we realize that all the people that we didn't like were just other versions of us. That's going to be a big wake-up call right there. A huge wake-up call. And that day is coming for us all. And I'm going to tell you right now, Spirit's not going to point the finger at you just because you didn't know, but it wasn't like you weren't told because you're being told right now. But Spirit doesn't work that way, you see? It doesn't. It doesn't work that way. It loves you from wherever you are. Doesn't matter. We'll welcome you home with loving arms. But don't pretend like you didn't hear it, because you're hearing it right now. Don't pretend. Next thing I would have to say is be a willingness to follow those talents. Whatever those talents are. You know, the earliest talent that I can remember had a profound impact on my development and everything else. It starts from my earliest memory, as a matter of fact, before I was 3. And we were in Coney Island. I was born in New York. We were in Coney Island. And my parents had taken me on a, what is that thing? Carousel. And I was sitting on my mom's lap, or sitting like, there was a pole, but she was like holding me, and I was, she was in between me and the pole, to make sure that I was secure. I remember this. And so the horse started going up and down. And the whole point of the ride was to look around and and she's like, look at Daddy, stuff like that. But in my mind, I was like, what is making this horse go up and down? And so I looked up. And so I saw magic happening above my head. I saw the gears and everything, and the levers, and attached to the levers was the pole that I was holding on to that was making this horse go up and down. And so my mom was like, look at Daddy. So I looked down, looked where she was pointing or whatever, and I looked right back up. Did that the whole ride. This is who I have been. This is who I've always been. I've always been that wanted to find out the secret, or I used to drive my mom crazy, because I would ask her questions, and so she would answer them, and I said, okay. So why is that? What makes that happen? I would assimilate that, I would process it, then I would want to know. Okay, what causes that to happen? So she would answer that. But eventually, she was out of things because I said so. That's why. But see, Spirit never does that. See, I'm going to tell you right now, I ask Spirit questions all the time. And let me tell you something, Spirit continues to bring it to me. It continues to bring it to me. It continues to bring it to me. There's this curiosity that I have, this burning curiosity to know, and I love to learn about psychology and sociology and things like that. And I'm always talking to Spirit because, I am like, something? My brothers and sisters are everything. And when it's all over, when it's all said and done, I want to have done my part as far as making a difference. I want to have done my part as far as pulling the veil back and showing my brothers and sisters, this is what's happening. This is what's going on. Because it's at the root of it. It's at the root of it where you can actually solve it, where you can actually change it. But this is a talent that I had, and I just continue to follow it. Now I'm following it now. You see? And that has led me to more talents. Many more talents have I discovered. Many more. There's nothing special about me. Nothing. I've said that many times. It's the same with you. It's the same with us all. We all have these gifts. We all have these talents. But are you following them, you see? Are you following this is a true calling of yourself? Or are you worried about something that doesn't have anything to do with it? Are you worried about something that's not even going to even make a difference in 10, 15 years, 20 years? You see? Where are you placing your treasure? These are important questions to ask yourself. The next thing I would say, and this also contributes to that oneness, and just having this overall sense of well-being and love for yourself, and I'm going to get into that, is when you find yourself in conflict, when you find yourself experiencing challenges and turmoil, or whether it's a situation, or whether it's a person, or anything like that, bless it. Bless it. Bless the person. Bless the situation. Bless whatever it is. Because in truth, this is for your highest good. You just don't see it that way right now, you see. But in truth, this is for your highest good. In truth, there's something that you're going to learn from this. There's something that you're going to grow through, that's going to take you to a whole other level. So now you're going to be actually ready for something else that Spirit has for you that you would not have been prepared for had you not gone through this. Whatever it is, this is something that you're not happy with right now. Bless it. This is a divine principle, people. Bless it. Bless it. And you will gradually, or sometimes even not so gradually, sometimes it's like really fast, you will see things shift. And the only thing that's really shifting is your energy, you see? Well, shifting is your energy. You're changing your energy. When you change your energy, you change the universe. You change like what you're calling out to the universe. Everything with the universe is a call and response. Everything with the universe is a call and response. And the universe responds to your emotions and the things that you think about yourself. And when you are blessing things and saying, hey, this is still good, and I bless it, you are changing your energy and you are shifting things. You're turning them around. And as you begin to follow some of these mindsets, you will begin to see transformation in your world, in your life, in your consciousness. You will begin to attract new people that are resonating on that energy that you are now resonating on. And you will see some of the old people, some of them will fall away, some of them will fall off. Because you're no longer attracted to that person. That person's no longer attracted to you. You're not on the same wavelength anymore, you see. So you will see them gradually drift off. They may just stop calling, whatever. You got things to do, You have this span of time that you have here where you can truly do some phenomenal things. And all this is within you. All these abilities are within you. So, guess what? I have an affirmation for you. All right. Here we go. All right, here's a couple of statements here. So, everybody ready? All right. I am grateful for the abundance which flows from the unseen into my life right now. All right. Here's another one. I am grateful for my gifts from Spirit. For they aid me in recognizing my divine purpose. All right. Next one. I bless any challenges or turmoil in my life. For I know these circumstances are preparing me for something truly extraordinary. Brothers and sisters, go and be that light that your Father wanted God intended for you to be. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephen, as always. So inspiring. Now it's time for our tithes and offerings. Let us say the abundance blessing together. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. In the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit, it is so now. Electronic giving is at the front desk in the lobby. Copies of today's service are available on CD at the front desk. Prayer chaplains are available for one-on-one confidential prayer. They will move to the front of the sanctuary and be available for you. You can find us on YouTube and Facebook. Next Sunday, March 10th, Reverend Fleming will be delivering the Sunday message. Is everyone signed up for the newsletter? If you're not, please see a member of the welcome team, and they will hand you a card to fill out. We do send out newsletters weekly via email, and there's a lot of really great information in those. Assistance is, I back up. Starting this Tuesday, March 5th, Alcoholics Anonymous meetings will be held from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. in the family room. You can also find that on the meeting app. Assistance is needed for both setting up and cleanup of our Palm Sunday Tea Time Luncheon. If you would like to assist, please see Kristen Turner for more details. This Easter, please bring your kids and or grandkids, and adult kids maybe, I don't know, for our Easter egg hunt immediately following the service. Assistance is needed for that event as well. Please see me after this service if you're interested in assisting. Are there any new visitors who might like to introduce yourself and tell us how you found Unity? Yes.
I'm very happy to be here. My name is Reginald Hoffler from New Haven, Connecticut. And the first thing that struck me was that in 1974, I was exposed to the first Church of Religious Science in Los Angeles, California, and have followed that doctrine report up to this moment, and have felt that it's been elevated another step after this service. My friends here, this gentleman is from Kenneth Mitchell from New Orleans, and my friend here from Virginia. We're here visiting for a business project for the month. So I'm very happy to be here, and I hope that we'll be back.
Thank you.
My name is Lee Williams. Everybody calls me Lee Williams. I've actually spoken at this church once. I'm a minister and I've been a member of Unity, Atlanta Unity, for a number of years. I'm visiting, just moved back to Baton Rouge, and so I am visiting this church because I love it.
Hello, I'm Vanessa Park from Natchez, Mississippi, and by way of Tacoma, when I was 14, we started my sister and I, Marcia Hughes here, started in Unity as little kids. A lady came by, picked us up, a lot of us kids in the neighborhood, and took us to Unity, and that's when we joined as 14. But, you know, I wish we had a Unity in Natchez. We don't have it. But I lived in Sacramento, and I attended the one in Sacramento. And I'm very happy to be here today. Happy to be here with my sister. And I appreciate you. I appreciate Unity. I love Unity. Thank you.
We are so happy to have all of you here. We hope to see you again, and we'd like to give you a visitor card to fill out. I apologize.
Hi everyone. My name is Tassie, aka Tassify. I first started going to Unity Church in St. Petersburg about 20 years ago, and I live here in New Orleans since 2009. I was going to the Unity in Metairie for several years, and then just, life gets really busy when you live in New Orleans in the hospitality business. And then today I just woke up and I called, and I was like, it was like I was just being called to come here. So I'm really happy I did, and it's really nice that we're all here together.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you so much. And a welcome team member will give you a visitor card to fill out if you're interested. Finally, hi, I'm Shanti. I've been coming to Unity for about 11 years. I serve as a platform speaker, that's what this is called, and I also serve as a prayer chaplain. And I love it here. I love the teachings. So thank you. And if you are interested in sacred service opportunities, we have them. Service is a great way to raise your consciousness, I believe. And just see me after the service and we can get you signed up to be a service here. Finally, everyone, we are going to say our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. The Lord watches between me and thee, while we are absent one from the other, and helps us to now form a circle around the sanctuary, hold hands, and sing the peace